Hello everyone, Zeph Films here, and this is the first video of my Foundry playthrough. We're going to be playing Duncan Idaho's mission called Gemini. In the Foundry thing, it says, "This was also my first mission, and be warned, it is story focused." So, I am settled in. I got my water, because I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. So let's read the mission outline here. A deadly foe strikes at the heart of an alien world as you try and uncover the depths of conspiracy that threatens to destroy everything that someone holds dear. The Undying seek to plunge the sector back into war, but are they the true threat? Team up with Starfleet Security in their first episode to protect the peace that has cost so much to achieve, and a people that may yet pay the price for it. Alright, so let's hail. Hello, is this the Fleet Admiral? Hi, Lieutenant. Hi, Lieutenant Gamakti of Starfleet Security. This is where I go and butcher a lot of names, so I do apologize. I've got a Captain Ross requesting your presence in the Regulus system. He left no detail here, but I'm sure it's nothing a Starfleet Admiral with your record needs to worry about. Remember to file a report within 24 hours. Oh, and be sure to keep Ross's people away from any Class 3 weapons or above. I'm sure you heard what happened during that attempted heist on Belarus not too long ago. Alright. Gemini is a relatively long story-focused mission. Alright. Alright, so we need to go to Regulus system. Regulus system. Oh, okay, we're going here, it looks like. And as we're traveling there, let's take a look at the community rating. I got 4 out of 5. With majority of the ratings is between heavily actually 4 and 5, and there was a few 1s and 2s. Long mission, yeah, overwhelmingly positive. I'm not gonna dive too far in, but as you can see from the ratings, it's pretty good. Okay, I finally found the start spot. So it's Regulus system, and it looks like it's Regulus 5. Let's begin Gemini. There's Federation starship in orbit of Regulus 5, sir. They're requesting that you beam over immediately. Alright. Let's take our away team. Alright, author's notes. Welcome. Gemini is a story-focused mission driven by character interactions. It was originally built with Cryptic's Lighting 1.0 system in mind, but it should be functional in Lighting 2.0 as well. If you have any troubles with one, try the other. Alright. Optional dialogue in conversation are denoted with the I button, or I icon. These are not necessary to complete Gemini, but they may add more depth to the character's events and settings. Alright. What's new with version 4.1? So, updated appearance, minor dialogue. Okay, that's cool. Let's begin. Fleet Admiral Captain Strog wishes to see you in his ready room. Let's not keep him... Oh, look, there's the eye thing. Okay. Would you mind filling in some details? The captain will. I see. Okay. Fine. I remember this bridge. The Prometheus Bridge. Alright. Oh my god, there's so many people in here. Finally, you're here. Can my ship get underway? We're long overdue to return to our primary assignment. I'm sorry, Captain, but I don't know what's going on here. Don't worry. You'll be rid of us shortly. Hello, Fleet Admiral. I'm Captain Ross, Starfleet Security. Greetings, Captain. To your right is Chief Administrator Vela Jagoro of the IBI Assembly. I will nod to them. Thank you for coming. So, Captain Ross, what's this about? It's worth noting that as far as the sector knows, she's still on the IBI homeworld Afar, presiding over an interspecies trading convention. She isn't sitting here, having been abducted from her homeworld. And because I'm here, you suspect the other is an Undyne. Correct. We suspect that the administrator on the IBI homeworld is an Undyne infiltrator. We can discount the other possibilities. Android, hologram, local shapeshifter, and the like. Our people on Afar have checked, believe me. How did the administrator leave Afar? It wasn't by choice, Fleet Admiral. One moment I'm preparing for bed in the administrative complex, and the next I'm tumbling out of a stasis tube in an alien cargo bay. I was found on the Niberite Alliance freighter bound for Regulus. They communicated the situation to Starfleet, and Captain Ross's team was sent to investigate. Why would the Undyne target IBI? Their homeworld is located right in between Klingon and Federation space. If the Undyne mobilized local population, they could attack Starfleet or the KDF and call on the other side to help resist the inevitable response. To put it mildly, it would inflame the quadrant as a time when we desperately needed to stabilize, and it would probably mean the destruction of IBI civilization. So what's the plan? We'll take a small team to Afar, along with the Chief Administrator, and verify local Undyne infiltration. Our job then will be to protect the IBI and security of the Federation. Do we have specific intel that the Undyne are involved? No, I'm afraid to say. We just have the worrying circumstances. No bioship sighting near Afar, nor have there been any other incidences that would indicate a campaign against the IBI. I hope I'm saying that right. IBI, or is it supposed to be IBI? I don't know. You know, I'm going to go with IBI from now on. But space and timing doesn't matter much to a species that can pop in at will from fluidic space. Getting the administrator off-world and her duplicate in place would have required quick transfers, which few other species would be capable of. I see. When do we leave? As soon as you're ready. My team is set to transfer to the Zeph Films. That's my ship. But if you want to ask them anything, now's the time to do it. They'll have their hands full with the final preparations on their way to Afar. Noted. Oh, man. Shall you be wanting tea while you chat? Don't worry, Captain. We'll be underway shortly. Yes, give me the tea. Alright, let's talk to people. So we need to speak with... oh, yeah. The administrator. Is there anything I can help you with? Are you ready to leave? Yes, if there's nothing else. I need to ask you a few questions before we leave. Yes. What can you tell me about your people? Cooperative might be the best way to put it. Your people sometimes call us warm and friendly, but those are just platitudes. We like to help, Fleet Admiral, ourselves, each other, other species, everybody. It's a core part of who we are, but we do it because it's what we think it's right. Compared to the Breen, that might make us warm and friendly, but there's coldness there that sometimes the Federation doesn't recognize. What's your position with regards to the Klingon Empire? The same as it is with the Federation. We're not involved. We'll assist all as best We'll assist all as best we can, but we're not seeking to join any factions. What kind of assistance? We trade, Fleet Admiral. The FR system has some resources fit for export, but what interests most outsiders is our medical technology. We offer supplies, research, and equipment to interested parties in return for the resources and technology we need. I'm afraid some would not be satisfied with just your trade, Administrator. The Klingon ambassador said the same thing to me recently. Frankly, no one is that interested in recoloring FR red or blue. It's certainly something you all worry about, but it takes more to turn concern into action. So security isn't a concern? It is. It's just not the only concern. That's all I need to know. Thank you for doing this. Author's note, if you need more mission information, you might be interested in talking to the other security officers here. Okay. So let's talk to Bailey. Glad to have you with us. I'm Commander Olivia R. Bailey, Team Troubleshooter. Likewise, Commander. I took the liberty of looking up your record before you came aboard, sir. I just wanted to say thank you for what you did at Vega. A lot fewer of us would have made it out of there if it hadn't been for you. That's very much appreciated, Commander. I'm glad I made some difference. Now, to business. Indeed, I have some questions. I'm glad to be any help, sir. What's the plan exactly? As it stands now, 1. Get our party and chief administrator on FR. 2. Get someone, namely you, into one of the primary diplomatic gatherings so you can verify Undyne infiltration. We've been working on a scanner now, sir, that should do the trick. It'll be ready before we arrive in the FR system. And lastly, 3. Deal with the problem. Deal with it how? You'll just have to think of something. How we handle the Undyne is going to be entirely dependent on the circumstances. If we get it alone, then the takedown is going to be very straightforward. But if you happen to be in a crowded room with a dozen of the most important figures from the sector, then just opening fire on one of the chief administrators is probably going to be a very, very bad idea. Agreed. We will have to think creatively. Was there anything else? No, I'll see you aboard. I look forward to working with you. Alright, let's talk to Graves. Hey boss, Commander Graves, Starfleet Security. Boss? You're commanding the mission, yes? To me that means boss. I like to keep it simple, sir. Our mission tend to get complicated enough without rank and titles adding to the mess. Understood. I'd like to ask you a few questions about the mission. Shoot. That sounds like something I would say. They weren't kidding when they said this was very story driven. I'm gonna have dry throat by the end of this. What can you tell me about the administrator? Itrex, Bailey, and I have spent a lot of time with her over the last week, verifying the administrator's identity and basically our job. The administrator has handled herself incredibly well in the circumstances, but I can't tell if she's definitely shaken up. Not only was she abducted from her homeworld, but now it seems something is living her life back on afar. There's a lot riding on this for her. Be careful. What do you think of an IBI administrator? Based on the one I've met, well, I can tell you that the IBI took their education very seriously. Governing a planet requires a little bit of everything. Mechanical engineering, ecology, economics, sociology. The IBI have gotten a good system there for making sure their leaders have the tools to do their job well. She also takes the interests of her people very seriously. In fact, I don't think she puts herself in the equation at all. That might just That might be some of the epigenetic engineering showing. I couldn't ask her this, but don't augments generally have behavioral problems? I'm sure a psychologist could find something to write about in Vela, but no, she doesn't have any of the classic problems with augment. Superior ambition seems to be the thing the IBI tried hardest to eliminate in her. I could also see why the IBI might have resorted to this kind of radical program to get precisely this kind of high official. People like Vela tend not to be involved with politics. Let's see what happens when I click there. There's something else I wanted to ask you. Oh, yeah, all of these. What can you tell me about the administrator's abduction? It was clean, whatever it was. They must have swapped Vela for the duplicate and ship her off-world in the space of a matter of minutes, at most. And the IBI security services aren't bad. Even an interdimensional tripod monster would have needed to make some impressively meticulous plans to replace the administrator so smoothly. But why leave her alive? The Undyne I encountered killed its target. That's a really good question. Honestly, I haven't gotten a clue, and that worries me a lot. We don't know how the Undyne think. Some may not be as eager as others to kill for genetic purity, but then again, keeping the administrator alive could be part of the larger plan. We'll just have to see where this all leads. Alright. Woo! I need a drink of water already. Let's talk to this guy. Itrex. Greetings. Lieutenant Commander Itrex, I presume. Yes, Fleet Admiral. Would you care to answer a few questions about the mission? Certainly. Are we sure the administrator here is who she claims to be? Yes, we are. Care to be more specific? Conventional and Polaron-based medical scans, synaptic profiling, tissue biopsies, DNA sequencing, and observation all indicate that the administrator is an adult IBI female. Were there any irregularities in the administrator's medical checks? The administrator is not a typical representative of her kind. She's been the recipient of sophisticated genetic engineering. What kind of alterations are we talking about? Increased synaptic activity, memory capacity, metabolic efficiency, tissue regeneration speed, no physical defects to speak of, and a number of other subtle changes. Suffice to say, the administrator is quite a healthy individual. So nothing too extreme. Indeed, generally speaking, the administrator is only about 4.1 standard deviations outside the normal range of IBI phenotypical variation. It is possible, with a few exceptions in her genome, for an individual like the administrator to be produced from a random mating. However, that probability is very, very low. So is there anything we need to be concerned with here? Not from a medical point of view. Is that all, sir? Yes. Alright, let's leave the ready room. Course set, sir. We're ready to depart as soon as you're aboard. Confirmed. Let's go. Alright, one disconnection later. Greetings. The IBI Assembly welcomes you to Afar. Due to the unexpected nature of your arrival, your ship is subject to additional security checks. Formalities, I'm sure. Proceed to the first checkpoint, and the IBI Planetary Security shall attend to the Zeph film shortly. Thank you. We will proceed. Nausicaan Raiders on approach. Oh, snap. I wonder if this is a test to gauge our firepower. There we go. Got to do some pew-pew. We've detected weapon fire in your grid. Explain yourself. Are Nausicaan pirates always part of your official welcome? Noskins, blast. We apologize for the security breach. We'll sweep for additional contacts immediately. That would be appreciated. If I suspected this might happen, I certainly would have warned you. Do Noskins attack the Ibby often? Sometimes around the colonies, but Afar is generally safe from pirates. Captain Ross. There's a few bands in the sector, and foreign trade envoys would make for a tempting target. It's unusual for them to attack a Federation starship, but this late in the conference they may have gotten desperate. For now, I don't think we need to take much further than a yellow alert. Or take it much further than a yellow alert. Okay. So proceeding. Hopefully there's no more surprises. Adjust that. I increased the UI scale so you can read the screen better. You are cleared for low Afar orbit. The time allotted for personal transfer is 20 minutes. You may remain in system afterwards, but please move to a distance of at least 5,000 kilometers. Isn't 5,000 a conspicuously neat number for a translated distance? Roughly 5,000. We round based on your culture's scale and numerical system. It usually saves confusion. So that means other species would conceivably park closer to Afar than we can. Do you really want me to make an issue of this? Or do you really want to make an issue of this? No. Alright, let's go to the transport hub. I hear binging and beeping and badooping. We're all set. My team will beam down first to take care of the paperwork. I'll call up when it's a good time for you to make your entrance. Alright. We've received a set of coordinates. Ship is yours. Let's go. Alright. So we've beamed down. We're being told by security to move along. And we gotta talk to Captain Ross. Let me introduce you to the Planetary Security Coordinator, Norella Kaken. A pleasure. Fleet Admiral. I do not believe I've heard the name before. Is this your first assignment? Let's go with 2410. Coordinator is one of the finest starfleets in the quadrant. Between foiling the Tal Shiar, Troway, Breen, Dominion, Borg, Voth, remain silent. Yes, I'm sure we're all in the Fleet Admiral's debt, but if that's the last of your people, Captain, I must attend to other matters. Will we see you at the reception tonight, Coordinator? You might. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's been a pleasure. That went well. It did. Recall the title, Planetary Security Coordinator. Do you think Kaken's job specifications also include hostess? True, I guess. Just how badly could that have gone? Immediate arrest for a half-dozen treaty violations. We're not playing it by the book here. Oh, that's not good. But we're here at the direct request of one of the chief administrators. Yes, one of 3 on the planet now. Until we find the Undyne infiltrator, we shouldn't receive the sort of attention that we just got. So what was Kaken doing? Checking up on us, obviously. We are making mid-conference substitutions without some sort of incident. What about the administrator? She was in your landing party. Thankfully, she wasn't recognized. Not recognized by the chief security coordinator? Who would expect a high government official to show up in the support crew of a Federation delegation while said official was very noticeably addressing an economic forum some distance away? I see your point. Now, I was able to handle the big stuff, and there's still a few details that need to be straightened out. Meet the Federation liaison in the next plaza. Will do. Alright, so let's go to the plaza. Actually, let's take a quick look at the map overview. Looks like we got a big city here that was made. Oh wow, look at that. A bunch of ships flying in the air above us. Oh my god, chemtrails. I'm not going to get into that. But this is a really nice ground map. Damn. We should question members of the public about recent events. We are conducting an investigation after all. Indeed. We're probably not going to get everything from official channels. Alright, so let's question some people. Talk to Vulcan Negotiator. Yes, can I help you? I was hoping I could ask you some questions. I presume this is Starfleet business? Yes, it is. I would like to know more about this world. Then why not ask an IBI? Would they give me an impartial answer? Perhaps not. Then may you be of assistance. What would you like to know? Have there been any unusual events during the conference? Nothing that would be pertinent to a Starfleet investigation. I would like to know nonetheless. The Chrysalian representative was dismissed from negotiations for a breach of privacy. It wouldn't be entirely diplomatic to spread rumors, but I suspect they discovered she was a telepath. Otherwise, there's been no unusual events. Thank you. If there's nothing else, I'd like to ask you something else. What would you like to know? What can you tell me about the IBI you've negotiated with? They're reasonable if not logical. On my previous visits, we were able to conclude our negotiations without undue emotional expression. Only previously? What about now? Several IBI have had discussions with... Wow. Several IBI I've had discussions with were more agitated of late. It seems there's some concern over a series of governing council meetings. I don't understand the significance, but to them the matter is of some concern. Thank you for the information. Good. Oh, let's just house the negotiations. The Federation's talks are progressing. Is it going well for the other species? The Gorn have run a successful diplomatic initiative, and the Ferengi have secured a number of lucrative contracts. I believe the Breen have also acquired several new stasis technologies for medical purposes, you understand. The other attendees, I'm sure, have had some successes, although the Romulans and Cardassians have already dropped out of negotiations. Prices this year have exceeded their limitation. Thank you for the information. If there's nothing else, good day. Thank you for your assistance. Alright. Let's go talk to some... Ooh, an IBI guard. Do you require something, traveler? I have some questions about the area. The information terminal has all the general tourist info, but I can tell from your uniform that you probably won't be satisfied with the official marketing pitch. I promise not to take up too much of your time. Alright, how can I assist? Have there been any major disturbances recently? No, not recently. There's always a scuffle or two at conference time, but those aside, we haven't had any major problems. Even with all the Gorn here? We were a little worried when we found out how many Gorn were attending this year, but so far they've all been civil as any other species. Did the admittee have to admit so many? We keep delegation sizes limited, but I hear the Gorn were insistent their interest required more representatives this year. I guess they ended up making appropriate compensation to the assembly. They gave the approval. I see. Is that all? No, if you don't mind. Are there any big concerns for the IBI right now? A week ago, it was making sure the conference happened at all. Now, though, everything seems pretty settled. What's wrong with the conference? The assembly usually handles the procedural details, but this year they've been occupied in special sessions. The administrators had to step in, and they've been more or less running the show. It's turned out all right, but the change had people a little on edge. What were those sessions about? Who knows? They weren't publicized, so those assembly sessions probably had something to do with security. I see. Is that all? Thank you. I think that'll be enough. Ooh, an IBI civilian. Hello. Yes, can I help you? I am new to FR. Could you help me understand a few things? Sure, what would you like to know? What does everyone think of the conference? We like it. It brings in a lot of useful things while allowing us to give something back to the galaxy. Seeing so many new species is also exciting too. Some of the new outlets run an Alien of the Week feature during conference times. Alien of the Week? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that to sound so crass. They publish interviews and biographical articles about some of the visitors to FR. Last week was with Bolian Admiral Rit, I think her name was. It was very interesting. So your people take a serious interest in other species. We do. We may not be involved with the affairs of the sector, but we're fascinated by alien species and cultures. I see. Does that help? Indeed, but if I could ask another question. Sure, what would you like to know? What's the purpose of the block? The block? Oh, the sculpture. It's carved from a piece of the first asteroid the IBI mined from orbit. It's over 700 years old. 700 years? When did the IBI discover warp drive? 300 years ago, I think. That's not long after humans did. I know Sol and the Federation have come a long way, but the IBI, we like to take things at our own pace. I see. Does that help? One more question. Any local sites worth seeing? The Hall for Contemporary Music has a wonderful Andoria exhibit. Oh, and there's a interplanetary food festival down by the Call District. Who might I expect to see in attendance? IBI or aliens? IBI mostly, but local aliens also use it as an opportunity to get back in touch with galactic society. I'm afraid conference delegates usually stick to their diplomatic compounds. They're here on business after all. Not many have the time to play tourist. I see. Does that help? It does, thank you. Alright. I think we've talked to enough people, so let's go arrange transport with Starfleet, which I'm guessing is... Oh, Federation Liaison. There you are. There's a dog here, too. That's amazing. May I be of assistance? Yes, we need to reach the Federation compound. Sure, I can arrange transport. Let's see. Oh, it seems our system is down. I'm sure it's nothing more than a technical glitch, but I'm afraid I can't check you in from here or arrange a safe beam out. The IBI might be able to help. They have a serviceable transporter network. Very well, I'll try the IBI. Away team, I'm at the compound. What's the holdup? It's nothing, Commander. We should be on our way soon. The fleet admiral is just having a little trouble finding travel arrangements. Do you have any suggestions? Yes, taxi. Okay. Arrange travel with the IBI. I'm guessing... Oh, IBI transport controller. Yes, can I help you? I'd like to arrange transport to the Federation compound. People? Yes. How many? 9. All right. The best I could do is in 3 hours. What? Why so long? Conference activity and transactions. Our transporter network is at capacity, and most of the other delegates have appropriately scheduled their movements. We can fit you in later this afternoon, but for now you must sit tight and be patient. Or perhaps you'd like to try mechanical transport. What do you mean? Walk or ride? Yeah, okay, thanks. Sorry, but we don't have time for this. I've arranged a taxi to the Federation compound. Alright, it's a little operation not far off the plaza. The others should be in a cafe close by. Rendezvous with them and let's head out. Alright. Where are we going? This way. Oh, 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 oh. Talk to Incognito Jijoro. Psst. Over here. Hello. Actually, I like the hat. Thanks. Graves helped me replicate it. Nice work. Why waste time with a complicated disguise when a simple one will do? And you wanted her to try impersonating the Tholian ambassador at Trex. What? Bailey said we could have pulled it off. I'm sorry, but what's this about? In how many weeks? I still can't forget the look Chief Engineer gave you two when you handed them the design schematics. Gentlemen, are we ready to go? Sure thing, boss. Bailey's already reviewed our people's security protocols. The compound should be secured for Master Jijoro's arrival. Good work. Speak to the transport driver. Oh, over here. Today is your lucky day. Hasra shall be your pilot. Don't worry, Hasra's taxi is the best in this particular part of Otakon. Huh? Is that a Ferengi shuttle? Yes, Hasra bought it from a man just last week. Or Hasra thinks it was a man. Anyway, it's got all the best equipment. See? Here's where you can adjust the lateral dampers. And oh, this is the modular EPS regulator. Are you comfortable with this, Vela? Not really. Don't worry, we'll get you safely to the compound. What's the worst that can happen with Hasra's... with Hasra at the helm? Or pilot thing. Hasra's got this. Many things. Let's just get this over with. You might want to hold on to something. Sounds like I'm about to get into a taxi from Toronto. God. Alright, so we need to speak with Bailey. As we sitting here and this thing is like smoking. Fantastic. Bailey. Welcome to our little piece of afar. What can you tell me about the compound? It's one of several diplomatic enclaves set up by the IBI. We get a space to ourselves and see to any problems according to our customs. They're friendly people, but the IBI have had several embarrassing incidents over the past year. They let the larger delegation look after themselves now. What kind of incidents? Some fights, verbal exchanges, and other misunderstandings. Federation delegations haven't been involved for the most part. You know how Betazoid ambassadors can be. Noted. So what's our job? Starfleet has full responsibility for compound security. I've double-checked our local man's arrangement and they're competent. I've added a few extra precautions just to be sure. We can discount the possibility of anyone transporting, I think that's supposed to be personnel, or material without our say-so. What about the equipment already in place? There was a network outage earlier today. I've been sweeping the compound for anything obtrusive. If you'd like to lend a hand, the computer system could use another inspection. Mission notes. Use the V key disk or scan button if you need help investigating. Okay, we'll report back if we find anything. Oh, okay, here they are. Here's one. Run security check. Okay, that's one. I guess there's one down there. here's one. Okay. Oh, one right there. Okay, and oh, one on the other side. Run security check. Done. That was routine. Better to know that there's not a problem than hope for that to be the case. Yeah, okay. Sir, we have a small problem. What is it? Captain Ross missed his last check-in and I can't reach him on comms. Where was he? He was checking the compound grounds somewhere behind the main structure. I think your team would be best equipped to handle any involved complications. We'll watch over the administrator. Understood. Find Captain Ross. Oh, wherefore art thou, Captain Ross? Wait. Oh. We're going that way. Okay. Oh, yeah, I have ice boots. I keep forgetting about that. Oh, there he is. He's playing with the Gorn. You try my patience, human. We are well aware of Starfleet's moves towards the Ibi. You slink through diplomatic channels and pry through polite questions. Do you not think this goes unnoticed? We see you, and the dagger you are readying against us. Dagger? What dagger? Good sir, Good sir, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no long, sharp metal implements on my person. They are against Starfleet regulations, as I must say those are particular transport enhancers. Do you need help? No, I've got this well in hand. I'll just handle this detachment of Gorn soldiers with steadfast determination and the phaser I left back at the compound. Obviously, I require assistance. Gorn, you're here against conference regulations. Name the regulation we are in violation of, and we will see your protest delivered through IBI diplomatic channels. Let's lie. Subsection 9, paragraph C. There's no paragraph C in subsection 9 of the IBI charter, and paragraph B only deals with weights and measurements. This one is lying. This obviously is an illegal intrusion into our compound. It matters not so long as the IBI do not learn of these events before this evening. Motions to allies. Kill all but the human. Okay. Oh. Get wrecked. Oh. Oops. Yeah, this is my totally Starfleet standard issue staff. I think we got them all. We're clear. Ross, are you all right? I'm fine. All show and no substance. Those ones. Figures they send inexperienced fodder to bumble about the pretenses instead of an experienced field officer who might have been able to get somewhere. There's shameful self-praise in there somewhere, but right now I think we best regroup with my team. Okay, check back in. We're going this way. Let's holster the weapons. Doot, check in with IBI officer. Oh. Just the person I wanted to see. Yes, can I help you, Ossifer? We've detected weapon fire in the compound. Has there been a disturbance? Yes, the Gorn entered our compound. How? They broke through our transporter inhibitor. That's a serious allegation. The equipment is still on the hillside. I see. We'll investigate at once. Thank you. Will you be filing a protest against the Gorn? Yes, we must play this by the book. Very good. I will also file a report with planetary security. It will be available to the Starfleet delegation within 80 hours. Alright, thank you. Get off my island. Alright, so talk to the administrator. Fleet Admiral said Gorn. Listen. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about them, Administrator. I can't see what they could want from IBI besides the usual trade contracts. Continue listening. But it's unusual for them to become so involved, Graves. I should be there right now. My people need me, and I'm here simply trying to continue listening. The Gorn may be up to something, but your responsibility is to your people through an even more dangerous situation. We cannot lose focus on the Undyne. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Undyne. Whoops. You're right, Captain. I appreciate your guidance at this time. We're happy to help, Administrator. Salutes. Starfleet Security, we don't often get things right, but when we do, it feels darn good. Continue listening. Please, Captain. Jajoro will do just fine. Continue listening. Are we dropping rank and titles altogether now? I've never quite understood why this Ross fellow gets to make decisions for this group. As you were, Commander. Thanks, Jajoro. I promise. We'll see you and your people through this. Walk away. Just walk away. Discuss the situation. Oh, talk to Bailey. That was too close. What happened? A surprise inspection. IBI Planetary Security. They approached us immediately about some local disturbances. What about Jajoro? I don't think they took much notice of me. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Itrex and them had them preoccupied. Itrex, what did you do? I started questioning them. About what? At first it was their right to be here, then it was their form of authorization, then it was what assurances do I have that your orders came from the legitimate source, then did you follow transport health and safety guidelines? I'm sure they were glad to see you, boss. Another minute with Itrex, they probably would have stunned him. Thank you, sir. Does any of this affect our mission? IBI Planetary Security's involvement? Maybe. It depends on how involved Kakin was in sending those officers here. The Gorn were probably just reacting to thin intel. They knew the Administrator was here, but they didn't seem to know the circumstances. What's our next move? Conference reception. Both IBI administrators will be there. It starts soon, so you'd best head back to the shuttle pad. Alright. Return to the shuttle pad. Which is up there? Yep. Yeah, no, so much stuff has happened that I totally forgot about the Undyne, and, yeah. There's a lot going on. And my throat is getting dry again. Oh yeah. Oh, it looks fixed, out of breath. Admiral, please, may we speak? I know time is short, but I just wanted to say that I'm greatly concerned about the fate of Afar and Tail in particular. He needs your help. We'll protect Administrator Devek as best we can. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you doing this for me, for us, all of us. Drevik means a lot to you? We've been together longer than either of us can remember. We mean everything to each other. I can't imagine what I would do without him. Whatever happens, at least I know that there was at least one person to help us face the darkness. What about Starfleet security? I appreciate their efforts, but considering how they handled the situation on deck 2, I would much rather have you face down the Undyne. What did they do on deck 2? It is, shall I say, a surprise. Yes, a surprise. You will be surprised when you return to your vessel. Your chief engineer will be in considerable excitement about this surprise. It wasn't my fault. We should be going. Yeah, take us out. Alright, we've activated your hidden scanner. Hytrax and I will be able to spot anyone trying to squeeze 3 meters of fluid alien into a cummerbund before they get too feisty. Mind if we go over this? No, I know what I'm doing. We've got the administrator covered, sir. Graves is with her at the compound. She's safe. That leaves us free to move in once you confirm the Undyne infiltrator. So what happens if we get a positive result? Honestly, we don't know. How we move all depends on what we find out. If there's only one Undine, then it's a simple job. But just be sure everyone else knows that you're dealing with what you're dealing with before you open fire. You don't want this to look like a political assassination. But if there's more than one infiltrator here, then we just have to think of something else. Okay. This is fine. Speak with the chief administrator. Which I'm guessing is... Oh. Administrator Dravik, I met your girlfriend. Administrator, the timing of delivery is totally unacceptable. Remain silent. Chancellor, you understand these are highly sensitive synthetics. Their production cannot be rushed. That is why you should consider repurposing those facilities to meet our needs. We can provide generous compensation if you can increase delivery. Gentlemen, we can accommodate all parties if we simply exercise a little patience. My dear Chancellor, your order will be filled and filled. What? With quality material at the time we agreed to yesterday. That's all I can say regarding the matter. Excuse me. I'm so glad you can make it, Fleet Admiral. Admiral Ritt told me you had been assigned to the conference delegation. I was worried we wouldn't have the chance to meet face to face. It's a pleasure to meet you. If you'll excuse me, leaving so soon, General? No, stay. We're all friends here, aren't we? With business set aside for the moment, we can all enjoy a little refresher. Would you care for some wine? No, thank you. So, how are you enjoying your time here? I understand this is your first time on Afar. It's a pleasant planet. Is that all, Fleet Admiral? Indeed it is. Chancellor, please. I must say I was surprised to hear that you had been recruited to the Starfleet delegation, and I don't believe that you have been assigned any other diplomatic functions. Am I correct? For the time being? May I ask, then, why did Starfleet bring you here? They needed experience. But your particular kind of experience, is that what Starfleet needs on Afar? Perhaps not with the IBI, but Afar has galactic interest. Something on your mind, General? I'd like to think that my home is a place where the galaxy can put its conflicting interests aside for a more objective purpose. We all stand to benefit from cooperation. Cooperation is the cornerstone of the Federation. Yet you are quite deliberate about who you come to terms with. Cooperation with the Federation and its allies is thus a very wow. I almost said something very wrong there. Cooperation with the Federation and its allies is thus a very circumscribed thing. It's well for your affiliates and members, but what if you're not part of the select grouping? I wish it was so simple, but cooperation has its limitations. But the IBI have made it simple. You just have to appreciate the fundamental commonalities. The rest is superficial, and the superficial is no account when subdividing the universe. You make an interesting point. Administrator, I think it's time to resume our business. Yes. Oh, very well. It's been a pleasure. I expect Vela would also appreciate your company. I hope the two of you have a chance to talk before this conference is concluded. We can only hope. We've got a result for you. Administrator Thale checks out. He's not undyne. What about the others I was speaking to? Chancellor Vthot is also clear, but we weren't able to get a good reading on General Sejen. Okay. You've got time before the other administrator shows up. We're keeping tabs on her, don't worry. Check the Gorn Blowhard again, and anyone else you think could be a candidate for Undyne infiltration. Understood. Let's talk to this guy. Oh, where is it? The good Fleet Admiral. One could find it an honor to meet you. Are you enjoying the festivities, General? That I am. So many faces, so many species. It's quite the scene, for a Gorn anyway. So you've been enjoying the view. Take a look around. What do you see? Peace. But look at the Ibby. They twitch at every gesture, glance at every shadow. They invite us all here, try to make a bridge towards interspecies harmony. But they're frightened, Fleet Admiral. They're frightened of the forces they've stymied up in the name of mutual cooperation. But we're all friends here, aren't we, General? Indeed, the galaxy doesn't really exist in this place. It's a tranquil fantasy to savor before we return to reality. And what reality might that be? The galaxy is dynamic. Everything is changing. One day you're in command of your own destiny, and the next you're leashed to circumstance. But the next, the time may come again to wander the stars. Thank you for the chat. My pleasure. Let's walk away. We speak to Kraken. Which is over here. Oh, yeah. Kraken is over here. Fleet Admiral, it's well that you're here. Hello, Coordinator Kraken. I heard you had some excitement today. It's part of the job. Oh, really? My, you must be very proficient at it then. Where's Chief Administrator Jajoro? Urgent conference business, I have no doubt. She and Thale have been quite preoccupied. Don't worry. Vela will be out shortly. I look forward to meeting her. I would imagine so. I saw you already talked with Thale. I have. Impressions? I couldn't say. So as much as you expected then. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Did he look normal to you? I'm afraid you've lost me. No isomorphic signatures? Is there something you wish to say? Why are you here? To represent the interests of the Federation. Come now, why does the Federation send the famed Fleet Admiral of all people to represent in trade negotiations? Because I'm really good at it. This conference is important. More important than finding Undyne shapeshifters? Kaken? I know you've got a long-wave Polaron scanner built into your communicator. That can only mean you're looking for shapeshifters. A what scanner? Why do you think Chief Administrator Javik has been replaced? I've made no such accusation. Where is she? Coordinator, I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding. Good day. Good day. Come in, finally we've got a problem. What do you mean, finally? I'm listening. First, everyone you talk to checks out. There's absolutely no sign of Undine anywhere at the reception. That's good, isn't it? I would have said so 5 minutes ago, but our Jajoro's gone. Graves said she used the local transporter grid to beam into the administrative complex. He's on his way there now. Explain? I was sending some progress reports to Graves, and it looked like he was sharing them with the administrator. We didn't consider that Jajoro might do what Jajoro might do if she found out that her Thale was still alive. She had every reason to suspect that he had been replaced too, but when he was cleared... Sir, it looks like Jojoro's taking things into her own hands. We need to regain control of the situation, or this could quickly turn into a disaster. Noted. We'll proceed there immediately. Good. We're on their way too. Watch out for local security. They might not appreciate a visit from a well-armed assault team. Okay. Which way am I going? Return to shuttle pad. Bugged waypoint. Oh. I guess we have to go back the way we came? Oh, there's the shuttle pad over there. There we go. The administrative complex? Fun. Hasra will get to show Fleet Admiral Hasra's special evasive maneuvers. You like barrel rolls, yes? Yes. Keep your heads down. Stay calm. What's happening? It's the Gorn. They attacked the administrative complex. We evacuated who we could, but there's still people here. Where's the administrator? I don't know. The Gorn are jamming local communications. They might have got out, but I suspect the Gorn wouldn't still be here if that was the case. We'll handle the Gorn, keep the civilians here safe. Understood. Good luck. Let's finish this quickly. Right behind you, sir. Oh. Oh. I don't know why I'm using a TR, but whatever. It's fun. I like the sound of it. Okay, no, we're gonna just do this now. The good Fleet Admiral. I regret it had to come to this, but the Gorn's time must come again. We will take what's owed and leave the dreadful consequences to chance. You could still stop this before there's any more bloodshed. And what kind of general would I be then? My forces have rounded up the Ibi and taken most of the complex. After coming so far, you'd expect us to slink back to our lair? Come now. You're an intelligent officer. You know how this has to end now. Tomorrow's sun will shine down on only one of us. It's your choice. You're only one stopping yourself from walking away. It's fate's choice. We are helpless before the whims of probability. May you die well in Gorn hands. Okay. Finally, some good news. Where's Jojoro? I don't know. Fuck. Well, that's not good news then. She transported into the administrative complex using administrative security codes. I only got in by breaking through a window. There's wounded in the main atrium. See to them. Administrator Jojoro's safety was my responsibility. I gave you an order. Just do as you're told. Jeez. Proceed through complex. Oh, okay, not this way. The security fields are active. We should be able to disable them via the main power grid. Let's find the terminal. Oh, look. Quelle surprise. Gorn. This is going to be awesome. Get wrecked. Because that's what a Fleet Admiral do. Hold it. Kaken, you're wounded. It's nothing. Where's Vela? I don't know. The Gorn have disabled communications. Not the administrator. Her. We're searching the complex now. She's here too? Kaken, what's going on? Please, you have to help her, Fleet Admiral. I will. Medical teams will be here for you soon. That's you there. Okay. Oh, Kaken, the lady weeps on her hero's shoulder for a life denied by a demon's conquest. But what blasphemy spews from her mouth to contort the face righteous fury into a monster fit for a commendation. Kaken will see us all burn, Fleet Admiral. We will all suffer for the Ibby's hubris. My throat is starting to get so dry and You didn't heal. There we go. Cool. Oh, look, more Gorn. Ow. I love the curveball they put on that rock. Am I going the right way? Nope, that door's closed. Oh, and the soldiers scattered across the ground like tribute before the altar. But did the champions mourn their passing? No. It was but a blind tribute. Block the signal. My men died for the freedom of all Gorn. Don't mistake their sacrifice for anything else. Okay. Oh, I need to go this way. Oh, okay, the door's active now. Cool. Proceed to the balcony. I'm not detecting any Gorn life signs in the area, but there are a number of Ibby ahead. Let's go. Approach the administrators. Okay. Thal, get back. You don't know what that thing is. Joro, wait. Vela, please don't. Vela, give me the phaser. Remain silent. Ready to fire. Ready to fire your order, sir. Ready to fire on your order, sir. We've got a clean shot. Hold your fire. Thal, what's happening? I just kind of want to move this. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Remain silent. Stay away from him, you monster. Vela, I need you to take a step back and put the phaser down. Oh, crap. Ross, what is it? Fleet Admiral, I just ran a all-around sweep of the room. There's no Undyne here. The other administrator, she's Ibby. There's no doubt about it. She's also Administrator Jojoro. Then what? She's a clone. What? Which one, Ross? Theirs or ours? Vela, listen to me. She's not an Undyne. She isn't one of them. We're sure of it. The other you, she's Ibby. Graves, I know what I'm doing. Undyne or no. Undyne or not, I won't let this thing hurt Thale. Vela, she's been here all this time while you've... Graves, what are you trying to say? Vela, are you sure that you're the... Of course I am, Graves. Enough to kill? Vela, are you sure enough to kill her now in front of Thale? Vela, I'm standing here now. Whoa, I'm standing right here. I see you in front of me, and there's no doubt that you're you. But is that also her? Yeah. Are you trying to protect your life or someone else's? Graves, I can't fail. I can't let anything happen to him. Vela, we'll find out what happened. We won't let anything happen to Thale, I promise. We're all here. We won't let anything else happen. Vela? Vela! Vela, you can put the phaser down. Alright, Graves. Vale, I know, Vela. I know. Everything's gonna be alright. Captain Ross? Itrex, C2, their administrator, Jajoros, Bailey. Do another sweep of the room. Let's be sure there's no surprises here. And Graves? Yes, Captain? Don't ever do that again. Tactical, come in. Sir, what's going on down there? I brought a Riemann with me. I need security and medical teams on my position. Right away, sir. Just a moment. Fleet Admiral, we've just detected a subspace distortion wave. Scanning. Sir, we have incoming Gorn. If our orbital defense is mobilizing, but they don't stand a chance against a fleet this size. Go to red alert. Prepared to repulse the Gorn fleet. Do whatever it takes to stop the Gorn from reaching the planet. Will do. Let's go. We will use science. Alright, defeat the Gorn. We can do this. We're good at this. Oh, that's a big fleet. Let's just stick you all together. That worked. Oh, we got them all. And cannons flashed in the night, cutting the sky with flame and cinder. Though the battle raged in the sky above, the people who know nothing of the violence in the new day. Drop the act. You obviously called for a reason. Indeed I have. While we've been speaking, my reinforcements have arrived. Full reverse. This almost seems unfair. Science. Gorn troops have boarded a small station in high orbit. Alright. Sir, somebody may have also beamed in from the planet's surface. I can't tell what or who may have transported. The remaining Gorn ships are still putting out a lot of interference. You may have additional company. It could be Kagan. Helm, get us there. Where are we going? This way. Oh, there's ships over here. Okay. Boot-do-do-do. The station. Oh, station's right there. We're ready to transport. Let's do it. Do it. Alright, so we gotta find this Gorn dude. Dead researcher. Sir, this individual was killed some time ago, several weeks by preliminary scans. What? Cause of death? Particle discharge precisely targeted. The burn pattern suggests a plasma-type weapon. That would be consistent with Romulans, Remans, Alexians, and IBI Special Forces. What would that suggest? Planetary Security Coordinator Kagan has been through here. We should move on. So this Farkle play has reached its conclusion. The Klingon Empire will either feel the force of an augmented Gorn uprising or see our conviction demonstrated by our deaths. Freedom, slavery, the fate of the Gorn will be decided here. Augmentation, is that what you tried to gain from the Ibi? Yes, it was. They use it to govern. We need it to free ourselves. Our leaders were slow, weak, and foolish, but that can be fixed. The exchange of technology only required the right people, but Kaken became involved. You became involved. Our plan has been laid to waste. There's no need to fight. Surrender. I cannot. Too much has already been spent getting us this far. There's no turning back. There's no compromise. There's only the absolute of life and death. You could still end this peacefully. I cannot. Not anymore. I give myself to unconquered spirits of the Gorn. Okie dokie. Oops. And he's dead. We're just up ahead. There's something you should see. Sejenk is dead. There's a strong temptation to be happy at times like this, but it's best not to indulge yourself. Just get on with the job as best you can, and there'll be no questions of losing the high ground. Yeah, okay. Find the others. Where am I going? Oh, doorway this way. Ooh, this is cool. Interact. Personal log, subject 1. Security log, void. Authorization VIN, view log. Sure, play log. It's been... I can't think right now. It's been a while, they say. I can't see him yet. Unexpected delays. Ow, ow. Damn it, why does it hurt so much? He's off at some conference. I miss Thale, but I know we'll be together soon. Someone came today. Another uniform. Another. I hated him. He did something to my arm. It hurt. I don't know what it was. It hurt. He said there was one last thing to do, something that would make me, but not her. I don't know what it is. And then she breaks down. Everything hurts. My head, my back. They keep doing things. I just want this to be over. I just want my Ilium. Store files. Oh, wrong button. What's over here? Personal log, subject 01. Freeform interaction with expressive set piece. Commentary appended. Play logs. I don't know who I am. Sights, sound, they stream through me. I think I hear a voice, and it's just, I don't know. I wish I could put it all aside and walk out into a new day, but I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to be somewhere that I know. Everything I see here, everything I feel, it's not mine. I'm not me. Research commentary. Subject 1, neural variance has exceeded parameters. Order to terminate was rescinded from on high. This one is a demonstration model. So long as the deviation does not manifest itself in public interviews, we can consider this phase a success. Huh. So this must be the lab where they made the clone of Jijoro. Oh. Talk to Kaken. Fleet Admiral, this is where it all began. This is where your Vela was born. What exactly is this place? It's a cloning lab. The technology is a derivative of Dr. Sebak's. The Ibi have modified it to their own antonology. Why would the Ibi clone the administrators? The Ibi seek stability above all else, though engineering and education Administrator Programs tries to produce the most optimal governing officials possible, but there was a variation. Each generation is different from the last. To a small minority, that's a threat to the IBI society. So their solution was to create predictable copies for a perfect government. Yes, it's mad, but that's what their hideous... Yes, it's mad, but that was their hideous plan. The Gorn supplied them with Dr. Sybek's cloning technology, and in return the Gorn received administrative augmentation technology. Zhenk thought that would free them from the yoke of the Klingon Empire. Everything my people stand for, gone in a handshake. How did you become involved? Shadows and whispers, Fleet Admiral. The conspiracy hid itself well, but I still found them. Their deals, their agents, this lab dealt with it all. Then Kaken? Coordinator Kaken, I know, damn it, I know how this is going to sound, but why did you let our Vala, why did you let her live? If her existence had become known through any number of ways, the Gorn would have attacked Ifar as they just did. Because Vela Jojoro is my daughter. Da 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 da. Is Kaken's daughter. I found her in the last room. The researchers had just completed something, the final imprinting, I think. She reached up and I couldn't do it, Ross. I couldn't possibly go through with it. I understand what should be done about this lab. This lab will be destroyed, I have no doubt about that. This type of cloning technology has no place in our society. Some clues to the conspiracy may still remain, but I'm confident that I have dealt with the main players on Afar, and with Zhenk dead, this matter is at its end. What about our Jojoro? I don't want to be defined by what these people did to me. I want there to be some point to my life that justifies all the damage and bloodshed. Kaken, my Oma, she's right. Let's go. Let's put this place behind us and never look back. Understood. We're ready to bring you back, sir. Admiral Ritt and the IBI administrators are waiting for you in the lounge. Okay. Alright, so we're going to sick bay. I'd like to speak with Jojoro. Sorry, Fleet Admiral, not now. This is my ship, isn't it? She's saying goodbye to Administrator Dravik. Oh, I see. The others in the conference room see. By the time you finish debriefing, they should be done. As you were. Straight ahead. This is an awfully huge conference room. Speak with Rit. Fleet Admiral, I just read Kaken's report. I expect yours in the morning, but for now I simply want to know how exactly we became involved. I defer to Captain Ross. Yeah, I thought you would. Admiral Rit, we discovered Vela Jojora clone on a freighter near Regulus. At time, we thought the administrator here could be an Undine infiltrator. We instead found the conspiracy and the truth of our Jojoro's origin. Indeed. Fleet Admiral Ilms, Captain Ross, you and your people have done an amazing service for the IBI people. You pulled us back from the brink, shielded us from the Gorn's hammer blow, and found one of us some measure of peace in a difficult universe. You will always be welcome on our soil. Thank you. What is it to become of the cloned administrator? Starfleet brought her into this mess. We watched as every single thing she thought she had was taken away from her. Administrator Jojoro, the United Federation of Planets, would welcome the other Vala if she decides to leave Ifar. It is a difficult universe, so we'll do our very best to help her through it. Thank you, Captain. It is hers to decide, but I know the offer will bring her some comfort. Will that be all? Yes, that'll be all. Good work. Thank you. Alright, let's return to sickbay. Go right in. Okay, thank you. Talk to Jojoro. Fleet Admiral, how are you doing? I'm alright. Thale and I were able to say what we needed to say. Is he going to be alright? They'll be fine. Will you be returning with them to Ifar? I can't. I'll be heading out with Ross's people on the Endeavor tomorrow. They'll be spending time on Earth, and at the very least, that will give me the time and distance I need to get to know myself. I'm sure you'll find your own path. Thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with? No, you've done more than anyone could possibly ask of you. You've given me a life, and it may not be the life I started out with, but it's all I can ask for. Thank you. You're welcome. See you around the galaxy. That concludes Gemini. A strange being known as the author would like to thank you for selecting this mission and hopes you enjoyed it. This was his very first one, but you may be interested to know that he's come out with quite a few more, some involving these characters. If you have any questions about Gemini, the author would like to inform you that a strange console has appeared on the far side of the room. Investigate it before you leave, as many laws of physics had to be broken to deliver it here. Thank you again. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay, so let's do... I'm going to give it 5. That was an awesome story. I give tip, because we won't be able to give tips anymore. So there's story, there's combat, there's space, there's ground. We could do it solo. Yeah. Oh, shit. Whatever. My bad. There was a console on the far side. Oh, over here. Greetings, you have activated the emergency author hologram. It has been programmed with a selection of responses to questions you may have had about Gemini in the continuing SSF series. Make with the questions. When did you make Gemini? Through the end of summer 2015, it took about 5 weeks in total, with more time spent afterwards with various edits and revamps. What has been changed since first release? The dialogue has undergone quite a few revisions, pruning, and also some add-ons. I've also added a little more detail to the compound and reception area ground maps. The big change has been the station, lab, and administrative complex. Both were originally repurposed cryptic interiors, but over time I felt that I could put together custom maps which looked nicer and worked better for the story. Do you have any further questions? Can you summarize the plot? Sure. A few radical members of the IBI Assembly wanted to create a more invariant government. Specifically, they wanted to take the individual factor out of administrator selectives, so they hatched a plan to copy the existing admins and use those clones imprinted with the memories of their predecessors to govern IBI society. But they needed help, specifically more sophisticated cloning technology coupled with the memory imprinting. So they started reaching out to people, and the Gorn had the access. What the Gorn would get in exchange was administrator augmentation technology in order to create stable Gorn augments capable of leading a rebellion against the Klingons. But there came a snag. Planetary Security Coordinator Kaken discovered the plot and terminated the cloning lab, leaving only one loose end. The successful Jojoro clone. She was smuggled to Regulus in hopes that the Gorn wouldn't quickly discover their plot's foiling, but Starfleet found her and so began Gemini. Let's see what else. Can I use characters from this mission? Sure. Check on my SSF thread on STO website Foundry forums for Google Drive of the sliders. Can I make a Jojoro bridge officer? Yes, you can. The clone from this mission goes on through series, you can treat her time on your ship as part of her early Starfleet career, which I didn't get too much detail in. Alternatively, there's possibility of other clones. Cool. Let's see what other questions are here. I found a typo. If it's a significant enough comment, then drop on. Yeah, no, it's alright. No, delete the EAH. Alright, we are done. I guess we can beam up. You've completed all objectives. So that mission is finished. And that brings us to an end of, this is probably one of the longest videos I've recorded. But lots of storytelling in that mission. A lot of, you can tell the level of detail and love and care that went into creating that. So Duncan Idaho, amazing job. Well done. And this video will live on as long as this channel's around, which should be a while. But yeah, I'm tired. It's almost midnight, so I would just thank everyone for watching if you've watched this point, and thank you again to Duncan for amazing mission. I'm going to stop and go get some sleep. Have a good one. Bye bye.